This is Alex Farrell with Wages, and I'm here to show you every step of applying for a salary supplement through Child Care Wages Tennessee. The application process isn't too difficult, but there are several steps you'll need to take to ensure you're paid in a timely manner. In order to process your application, we need three things: a completed application, an official transcript from the institution where college coursework was taken, and a pay stub to verify your income. First, let's see how to fill out the application. So the first thing you're going to want to do is navigate to our website, which is tnwages.org. And from the homepage, you can click on the Apply tab, and you'll see our eligibility requirements. So you can double check those if you want to, just to ensure that you are eligible to receive a supplement through the Wages program. And then below, you'll see our application section. So you can click Application. Now this application is a fillable form, so you can fill out the entire thing here on the website. So you'll see at the top we have an application checklist. That's just to remind you that you have submitted all the correct documentation and paperwork. So you go to section 1, and this is all just kind of basic personal information. The next section you will see is your educational background. So our education counselors will use this to kind of give them an idea of what kind of transcript they can look for. So here you can either choose a master's, a bachelor's, an associate's, or if you have completed coursework but you haven't received an actual degree, then you can select that as well. So you'll just put your major, where you attended college, and the year that you graduated. And if there are any additional college credits that our education counselors might need to know about, you'll select yes, and then include the information about that as well. As we move forward, the ownership status, a vast majority of people applying for the Wages program will select no ownership. Most educators do not own their child care facility. The only time where you wouldn't is if you are a family child care provider or a group home where you are actually the owner of your small business. Then as we move forward to our statement of affirmation, we just print your name in this section. And then our marketing person sends out a monthly newsletter, so you can opt in or opt out of that. And then this part is actually pretty important. You need to print your name, do the date, the county where you work, but your signature on this section has to be hand signed. So you cannot fill that out online. So you will need to print out this application and hand sign this section. This fourth page is actually, as the applicant, you do not fill out any of this part. Your director will fill out this entire page. So this is more information about the center, their DHS license number, their mailing address, and then information about you. Are you a lead teacher, assistant teacher? What age range do you work with? How many hours per week do you work? Is it a 12-month program, a 10-month program, or something different? How frequently are you paid? That sort of thing. And your director will need to print and sign at the bottom of this section as well. Now moving forward, we do direct deposit all of our salary supplements. So on this section, you're going to put your first, middle, and last name, your phone number, and then the date. If you are signing up for the Wages program for the first time, this section will always be set up ACH. Then you'll enter your social. You will need to sign this section as well, your email address, and then you can print your name in this section. The next part of this is your bank information, because we do need a home for the money to go to. So you'll enter in the name of your financial institution. This is their phone number. You can usually do a quick Google and find that out, but if you can't find it, it's not a big deal. Then account type, if you want your funds deposited into your checking account or savings account, that's really up to you. And then your routing number. If you have a check, this is usually the 9-digit code on the bottom of your check, but if you bank through like a mobile app, usually you can access this information and your account information relatively easy through your bank's mobile app as well. If you do not have a mobile app, you can always call your bank as well and get this information. And then lastly, we do request a W-9 from all of our wages recipients. This means that we do not take any taxes out of your salary supplement. So come tax time, it will be your responsibility to claim anything over $600. So the W-9 on section 1, you're just going to put your first and last name. Section 2, you will disregard. Section 3, you are going to check the first box that says individual sole proprietor. Then you're going to skip section 4 as well. On section 5 and 6, you are going to enter in your home address. And then in the middle of the page off to the right, you're going to enter in your social security number again. and then about 2/3 of the way down, you are going to sign and date. After you've completed the 6-page application, you can navigate up to the top right, depending on what browser you use, to the downward arrow to download it, and you will want to download it with your changes. Then you'll just select where you want to save it on your computer, and then once you locate that file on your computer, you'll be able to print it out to sign it. The next piece of documentation we need to process your application is an official transcript. If you already have a physical copy of your official transcript at home in a sealed envelope, you can mail that to our offices at 109 North Germantown Road, Chattanooga, Tennessee 37411, attention, Child Care Wages, Tennessee. If the seal has been broken, it's no longer considered official, and unfortunately we won't be able to accept it. If you've ordered a transcript via email and they have sent it to you in an official PDF with an encryption code, you can forward both of those emails to wages@signalcenters.org. But if you're ordering your transcript for the first time, here are the steps you can follow. In order to access your transcript, usually you can just start by Googling where you went to school and transcript or registrar's office, something like that. Remember, these do have to be official transcripts. We cannot accept either copies or unofficial transcripts. So I'm just going to go through where I went to school at Belmont University in Nashville, and it's going to redirect me to what's called the National Student Clearinghouse. Depending on where you went to school, this third-party ordering service might be different. So National Student Clearinghouse is a huge one. I would say a majority of transcripts that you're going to order are going to be through the National Student Clearinghouse. I also see Parchment as a third party as well, and then schools might contract with different companies. The general process of filling out the form, though, is going to be similar, especially when we get to the recipient information. So in the National Student Clearinghouse, I'm just going to type in the name of my school, and it prompts you through all of this stuff. So Belmont University, and hit continue. From here, there's a lot of language, but you can just scroll down to the bottom and select Order Transcript, and then you'll just enter in your personal information. So we're going to enter your first, middle, and last name, as well as your date of birth, and has your name changed since attending school. And then you can they can either locate your record from your student ID or your social security number. So I'm going to type in my social and then confirm it once more to the right. I'm not currently enrolled at Belmont, so I'll select no, and I did not attend Belmont prior to 2000. Then you'll need to select what year you started and what year you finished at that school. And then are you currently enrolled at a Tennessee 2 or 4-year college or university? I will select no and hit continue. You'll have to enter in more personal information. This is your home address, and then you will need to enter in your email, which is where they will send a confirmation receipt of your order. This page is specific to Belmont. This is not necessarily included in every school. Both of these sections are optional, and so I'm actually going to just skip this, and you can as well. Now, this is the start of the recipient information, which is very important. For National Student Clearinghouse, it gives you an option to select what kind of organization it is. For wages, you can select educational organization, application service, and scholarships. And then it will ask you to select an organization. A list will come up, and it will usually pre-populate these with different organizations that you can select. Child Care Wages is never on these lists, so you will actually have to manually enter in that information. So when you get to this list, you will need to navigate to where it says not in list or enter information manually. So I'll select not in list, and then enter an organization. That's where you'll type in Child Care Wages, Tennessee. For this section, it'll ask you how you want your transcript processed. I've already graduated, so I'm going to process it as is. If for some reason you are currently in school and you were about to graduate, or you're about to pass some classes that might be reflected on a new transcript, you could also select an option that says hold the transcript until either the degree has been awarded or until the end of the semester that you're in. That's really up to you. If you want to go ahead and get recognized for the classes that you've taken, you'll always select process as is. Then what type of transcript do you want? I'm just going to do complete because I only have an undergraduate degree from Belmont. And then they'll usually ask why you're ordering a transcript. This is mostly for their data, their information. I always select other. And then I will always do an electronic delivery. There is always a fee to order your official transcript. Depending on where you went to school, that might vary, but it's usually under $10. I've seen a few that go above that, but most of the time it's under $10. then you'll need to accept the school's terms and conditions. And if you are ordering an official transcript to be delivered via email through official PDF, you will need to enter in our recipient email address. You will have already populated Child Care Wages Tennessee as the recipient. You'll just need to enter in wages@signalcenters.org and then confirm that recipient email address to the right. And then from here, you will then add your order to the cart. You can review the information here to make sure the recipient and recipient email is all correct, and then you will select checkout. With National Student Clearinghouse, it does always make you e-sign to release the transcript. So you will have to do that and then click accept signature. Then the last screen will be where you enter in your either debit or credit card information to actually check out and order the transcript. So this is obviously pretty straightforward: card holder name, card number, expiration date, and your security code, as well as your billing address. Once you have entered in this information, you will then hit submit order, and then within a few minutes you should receive in your email inbox a receipt. The last thing we need is a recent pay stub to verify your income. You can scan your pay stub and email it to wages@signalcenters.org. If you don't have a scanner, here's a little trick to scan your documents using a smartphone. So if you have an iPhone, you can actually scan in documents officially through the Notes app. So you will open up the Notes and open up a new note, and then you'll navigate to where the camera button is, and then it will prompt you to select Scan Documents. And from here, we're just going to pretend this is a pay stub. You can just hover it over and it will automatically capture that. You'll select Save, and then if you click on the Scan Document, you can then share that document and select your email provider. And then this is where you will enter in wages@signalcenters.org. And under the subject line, you can just put your first and last name and pay stub. Once our admin assistant receives this, she'll usually send out a confirmation that she has actually received your pay stub. And that's how you can scan in your pay stub using your iPhone. Super easy. And that's it. Once our admin assistant has all three pieces, you'll receive a postcard in the mail saying your documentation is in order and you've been moved along into processing. As always, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to call our offices at 423-698-8528, extension 650 or 651, or just shoot us an email. We'll be happy to help however we can. Thanks, and we look forward to rewarding you for your work with Tennessee's children.